All right, welcome back. Kevin's Mobile Repair. So we're going to have us a Toyota Camry. This is going to be a 17. This customer request to have a steering dampener replaced. There is your OEM part number. So what the customer is experiencing is some clicking noise, a little bit of vibration. When you turn the steering wheel hard right or hard left, you hear a metal clunk. So these are fairly common in these vehicles. The motor, this is a electric steering motor assembly, so the motor is back behind the dash, so all of this stuff will have to come out. The steering column itself will have to come down. Move the seat all the way back, and we're just going to set the column down there so we can gain access to the motor, take it out that way. So I'm going to do a step-by-step. I'm going to be a lot of stop and start videos because there's no real good place to put this that's going to show all the items. So I'm going to try and get a decent angle on some stuff. Let's see if we can put it like right here. But my head's going to be on the way of a lot of stuff. The other items are going to be rather difficult to get videos, but we'll do our best because most of the stuff I've seen is stop start or shorts, nothing long form that shows you what you're doing. Bottom panel comes off, side panel comes off. There's a Phillips screw over there. So I'll start taking stuff apart and get as much description in as possible. All right, so we can take the side panel off right here. Trim tool or a popping tool works just fine. Like that. Put it over in the seat. All right, my big head's gonna get in the way. There's a Phillips screw over here, and this panel should pop itself off, but we'll double check. It's been a while since I've done one of these. One screw. We got the airbag system under this one for the knee bolster. So I'm going to take off this sill panel right here. It's going to make it easier to get the bottom half out, plus going back in. So I believe we're going to have us a clip or something to take out. Push pin back in the back for the pillar right here. And this should pop out. Being a pain in the ass. So that's what I was trying to get off. Those small bottom pain in the ass. Only never ever been off. Take that one out. All right, yeah, looks like that's why it wouldn't come off. We got a 10mm right here. All right, well, I did exact opposite of what I said I was going to do. So I had a nosy neighbor. Sorry, nosy customer out here. Wouldn't let me do my stuff in peace. So I will walk you through the process. All right, up here, knee bolster. 10, 10, 10 over here, 10 right here. Disconnect the bolster from here. There is a yellow lock pin. You pull it out, and then you're able to squeeze the connector and pop it off. Move it out of the way. Do make sure that you put the seatbelt bolster facing up, so that way if for whatever reason it decides to fire off, it is blowing upward, the airbag is up. If you're facing down, whatever it is attached to will go up with it. You don't want to do that. All right, next thing is all your harness. Once the harness is removed, it's real simple. To get the cover off, the bottom and top part, put the key in the on position, rotate the steering wheel. Rotate the steering wheel 180 degrees this way. So once the top part is facing straight forward right here, you'll be able to get a screw here. Rotate it the other direction, you'll be able to get another screw right here. It is these two right here. One here, one there. And then you'll disconnect your bottom piece, pull it out. I just left mine up because I didn't want to take off the plastic shrouding piece right there. And once you do that, then you can get to all of your connectors, your airbag, your comm center, all of that. Two 8mm bolts, one here, one here. It sits up in here like this. Take that out, and this whole harness will fall away. Main power wire, just disconnect them, move it out of the way. Take off your OBD2 plug. It has a little flathead screwdriver. You can depress that tab, and it will come right out. That's on the bottom of the knee bolster part. So get all that stuff, move that stuff out of the way. You don't probably need to disconnect your brake switch, but I did just because it's so close to the motor right here. I just moved it out of the way just in case. Probably don't have to do it, but I'm doing it anyways. Next thing, before you take this out, do make sure your steering wheel is in the locked forward position. If it won't lock, just get it as straight forward as possible before you take the motor out that's back behind there. So now we're going to drop the steering column, 12, 12, 12, and 12, and it will fall down. Let's see. This little connector we don't need to undo because it's attached to the motor piece itself. So we've got 12 up there, 12 straight up, 12, 12, and this should come down. We'll have access to that motor that we'll do right in this section right here without having to take out the whole steering column itself, because once that's done, then it's all kinds of fun lining everything back up. All right. Oh, your air duct will also need to come out. Clip here, clip here. It's a lift up style. Clip down the bottom. You can use a pick, go back behind it, lift up, same way back here, and it will pull out. Because right now this would be in the way. It goes right up in here, and that motor will not go down if that's in the way. All right, so let's get this steering wheel straight. Go. All right, now we're going to lower down the steering column. Oops. If you have a deep well 12mm, that'd probably be preferable. Do the easiest one last. Hold your steering column so it doesn't fall down. And then slowly let her down. Steering wheel locked in. position. All right. So when you take everything off here, lift it straight up. Don't rotate it, anything of that nature, because you do not want to misalign that. We'll likely have to do a steering wheel alignment once done, but that is not that big of an issue. These should also be 12s. Maybe 13s. 12s. Get to that back one. I'm gonna disconnect the module if I can. Alright, so I'm just going to go back behind it with a 1/4 inch ratchet. Can't get my tool back in there without this. Wires getting in the way. Oh, if you are if you're worried about the alignment issue, you can always put a scribe where the motor goes and the housing, so that way you know you got it lined back up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just for the fun of it. There's a little round dot right here, and I just put a scribe right over top of it so I know right where I need to go. Get this last. Alright. Oh, I think there's another 12 back there. Maybe 2. Different piece. All right, let's separate this bugger. Something else back there. There's a 10 back there. So can't see it, that's why. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it is advisable to disconnect those connectors. Here is our motor. So make sure you don't rotate anything in there. Top cover will come off. You can disconnect your 3 connectors for the motor. And then there's our little nasty gear. Oh, see it move? Gotta be careful of that. This is what wears out. So we're going to install the same way, and away we go. Difference in new and an old one. Got a little gear piece in the middle. Looks like all the inner guts just kind of go away. So go back on like yay. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. See, everything falls apart in there. So I'm gonna have to get that out, and we'll go from there. So you don't want to see my cleanup. I'll show you in a minute. Use a little turbo fan, blow everything out. Piece of cake. All right, so now we're going to install a new gear, line the motor back up, a little scribe mark, and put it back together. Same way as we're backwards. 10, 2 12s. 12s everything up, and just connect everything back up as you go back in. Sorry it wasn't a full video, but the best I got at this point in time. Questions, comments, let me know.